The opposite of talking isn't listening. The opposite of talking is waiting. Stand firm in your refusal to remain conscious during algebra. In real life, I assure you, there is no such thing as algebra. First of all, nature is by and large to be found out of doors, a location where, it cannot be argued, there are never enough comfortable chairs. Chocolate is an excellent flavor for ice cream but both unreasonable and disconcerting in chewing gum. There is no such thing as inner peace. There is only nervousness or death. Think before you speak. Read before you think. This will give you something to think about that you didn't make up yourself. Democracy is an interesting, even laudable, notion, and there is no question but that when compared to communism, which is too dull, or fascism, which is too exciting, it emerges as the most palatable form of government. A salad is not a meal. It is a style. There's no such thing as advice to the lovelorn. If they took advice, they wouldn't be lovelorn. Original thought is like original sin, both happened before you were born to people you could not possibly have met. Sleep is death without the responsibility. There is one thing that has disappeared, not just from the US but from the entire world, is the idea of ever being embarrassed by anything. To me, the outdoors is what you must pass through in order to get from your apartment into a taxicab. I never met anyone who didn't have a very smart child. What happens to these children, you wonder, when they reach adulthood? Having been unpopular in high school is not just cause for book publications. I figure you have the same chance of winning the lottery whether you play or not. Think before you speak, read before you think. If people don't want to listen to you, what makes you think they want to hear from your sweater? Life is something you do when you can't get to sleep. The girl in your class who suggests that this year the drama club put on the bald soprano will be a thorn in people's sides all of her life. There's no equivalent to Mozart in writing. The downfall of most diets is that they restrict your intake of food. All God's children are not beautiful. Most of God's children are, in fact, barely presentable. People love to feel superior to their past. I love sleep because it is both pleasant and safe to use. Any child who cannot do long division by himself does not deserve to smoke. If you're going to do something, do it halfway. Business is business. I would like to share my findings so that others might feel free to lay down their once uplifted heads. A dog who thinks he is man's best friend is a dog who obviously has never met a tax lawyer. Nobody in Rome works, and if it rains in Rome and they happen to notice it, they blame it on Milan. Wealth and power are much more likely to be the result of breeding than they are of reading. More than one scientist at the table is bad luck, not to mention bad taste. If you want to get ahead in this world, get a lawyer, not a book. Those capable of uninterrupted sleep are much admired. Unconsciousness is in great demand. This is the day of the milligram.